I was hoping taking a couple-hour nap, I'd be like, no, that didn't really happen. I'm being told, oh, yes, it did. The New York Jets lost to the Buffalo Bills painfully at home, 23-20. And Aaron Rodgers called out Mike Williams? Oh, boy. All right, Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gas-darned bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. We are live every single day at 7:30 in the morning. So if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, make sure you hop on over to youtube.com/BoyGreen25, like the video, hit subscribe, and show support for the channel. Yes, the New York Jets lost 23-20, and there's a lot of things we could point out for the reason for the loss, and we'll get into those. But for the second straight week, Aaron Rodgers dropped back and threw a pass to wide receiver Mike Williams. Against the Vikings, he never turned around, and Stephon Gilmore said, thank you, intercepted. Against the Buffalo Bills, man, it looked like there was a one-on-one opportunity. No one was around Mike Williams. Aaron Rodgers throws the ball, and Taron Johnson makes an unbelievable interception. So what happened on that play? Here's Aaron Rodgers immediately after the game.
Can you go over that pass to Mike Williams, the last one that was picked off?
What about it?
What specifically did you see on the throw? How would you throw up?
There's two verticals, Allen's down the seam, Mike's down the red line. So I'm looking at Allen. He puts his hand up, three guys go with him, so I'm throwing a no-look to the red line. And when I just peek my eyes back there, he's running an inbreaker. So it's got to be down the red line.
So were you throwing that spot to come back to it?
No, I was throwing it to the red line, but when I got to about here, I realized he was running an inbreaker, so I had to kind of adjust it a little bit. But the play is two guys vertical, one guy down the seam, one guy on the red line.
Mike Williams ran the wrong route. Here's the problem. Here's the problem as I see it. Mike Williams is on a one-year deal for $10 million. He is a rental. When the Jets signed him, I always viewed him as a mercenary. I didn't view him as a guy who was going to be here for the next several years. I viewed him as a guy that was coming here to catch some passes with Aaron Rodgers and cash back in with some other team next offseason. That's kind of how I always viewed it. And the problem is Mike Williams blew out his ACL last year in week 3, missed all the rest of last year. Then he missed a large chunk of this offseason before he was ready to go. And now he's not on the same page with Aaron Rodgers because there was all that critical time missed. And now it's costing us games. I think what I see here is maybe Mike Williams should be the one that gets traded to the Raiders for Devontae Adams. Tom Telesco was the general manager that drafted Mike Williams when he was there with the LA Chargers. He's now the general manager of the Raiders. Here you go. You get Mike Williams back, a nice wide receiver. We get Devontae Adams, and maybe we got to give you a 4th-round pick on top of that or something. Let's send that trade in right now. Let's send that trade in this very moment. Mike Williams earlier this season, when the ball got thrown his way, made a couple of plays, but the good isn't worth the bad. Like, speaking of good being worth the bad, look at Allen Lazard, for God's sakes. Leads the league in drops, but he catches the Hail Mary from Aaron Rodgers. Like, wow, okay. He has 5 touchdowns this season. I wasn't the biggest Allen Lazard fan after what transpired last year. And it wasn't just the quarterback. It was his attitude. It was things he could have controlled beyond the quarterback. And now we have this Mike Williams thing. I don't know. To me, I'm trading him to the Las Vegas Raiders today. Goodbye, Mike Williams. See ya. Two games in a row. Mike Williams did not run the correct route. I see Jared B is calling out Aaron Rodgers here for shit throws. I don't know. Who am I going to trust? The 4-time NFL MVP or random veteran wide receiver? I think I'm saying veteran wide receiver. Now, I think against the Vikings, you could talk about a shitty throw or like shitty decision making for the Vikings game. Like he threw back shoulder, he should have thrown over top. So I think we could get into that territory. I don't think we get into that territory for Buffalo game. I think it's very clear Mike Williams, man, like have your head on a swivel, dude. Like he's just running down. He's not turning around. We're trying to get into field goal range to tie the game. And now you can question whether or not Greg Zuerlein would have made that field goal as he had already missed 2 earlier in the game. That's a fair point to have. But like, Mike, what are you looking at? Where are you going, man? And then he falls down. If he just would have turned around, he would have caught the ball. But he slips and falls and then just waits there and says, oh, the ball will get there. Disturbing. Absolutely disturbing. Here, let's get another one from Aaron Rodgers on the little mistakes and, quite frankly, the golden opportunity. The Jets, if they would have beaten the Buffalo Bills, would have been in first place right now. They're not. Here's Aaron Rodgers after the game.
It's not really early anymore in the season. At 2-4, is there concern about being able to get this turned around before it's too late?
Well, I think there's concern, but that's important. You know, we need to get going. This was a golden opportunity. Some games you win in the NFL, and some games you give away. This was a giveaway. I mean, we're terrible in the red zone. We missed 2 field goals. Didn't convert on a 2-minute drive. We had plenty of chances. Had the momentum. Had good drives. Moved the ball up and down the field. So disappointing.
Aaron Rodgers is absolutely right. It was all the little mistakes, and boy, you can add them all up. The penalties, someone brought that up earlier. The red zone inefficiency, 1 of 4. I mean, just go through the whole gambit, man. And it is that in itself. Penalties, red zone inefficiency. Jet score touchdown, Braylon Allen. Oh, Tyron Smith hold. Oh, okay. Garrett Wilson touchdown. Oh, he gets hit right where the ball is. Drop touchdown. They get no points on the drive because they missed the field goal. Like, it's just this little things. He is right. It is little things. But the problem is there's so many little things. So many little things. But I would say this. So now what? Paul, okay, they've lost. That sucks. All right, they lost 23-20. They're 2-4 now, and now they have to head on a short week to Pittsburgh. And I said it last night. I'll say it again. It's an iconic place to play against a iconic coach, Mike Tomlin. There's an aura around him. There's an aura around this team. The Pittsburgh Steelers are an iconic franchise. Sunday Night Football, terrible towels waving all over the place. The atmosphere is going to be insane. The good news is that Justin Fields, I think, is a quarterback that can get got. He can be a turnover monster, which could benefit the Jets. But boy, they've got a great defense. And if the Jets can't run the ball against Pittsburgh, all of a sudden that's where Aaron Rodgers is dropping back a lot. And TJ Watt is going to kill Aaron Rodgers. Like, absolutely kill him if you cannot run the football. So Breece Hall was awesome at over 100 yards rushing. It was great. Breece Hall looked great. He was involved in the passing game. That was terrific to see. But boy, oh boy, oh boy. It is now must-win territory in Pittsburgh. An AFC game. Then after that, you got New England road trip. So you have some opportunities here to turn this around. So the season's not over by any means. But boy, that was a golden opportunity to put yourself in a much better position. A much better position. Absolutely. Brutal. But the thing I would do, so like we say, okay, Boy Green, now what? Well, number one, we should trade for Devontae Adams right this very minute. And like I said, I'd trade Mike Williams and a draft pick for him. Whoop, see ya. Peace. Send him back over to Vegas, number one. And then number two, Hassan Reddick has new agency, new representation. A couple of those times the Jets pass rush couldn't finish against Josh Allen. Michael Clemens had him once, spun out of that. Michael Clemens broke contain. Josh Allen gets a first down that ends the game. I mean, go through all of the plays. Will McDonald had a nice strip sack. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check that they gave credit to Will McDonald on that one. I keep saying it was old Willie McDonald. Let me see if those statistics were updated. 1 second. Let me see on old Will McDonald. Will McDonald had a farm. Oh, yes. So was Will McDonald. He has 7 sacks now, and he gets the strip sack too. So shout out to Will McDonald. Okay. So Will McDonald certainly got a, and Quentin Williams had another sack in the game. But you need more. And damn, yeah, well, that is correct, Dakota. Will McDonald, 7 sacks, baby. Not too shabby for the young man 6 games into the season. So shout out to old Will McDonald. Hasn't been all positive on a whole, not for Will, the team, but hey, you got to highlight where highlights happen, man. Shout out to Will McDonald. But if you could put Hassan Reddick on the other side, if Will McDonald is doing this on his own with no Hassan Reddick on the other side, no Jermaine Johnson, imagine what he could do with a Hassan Reddick, man. Absolutely. Let's go get Reddick in here. He's got new agency, new representation. He said he wants to play for the Jets for many years to come. I don't know about the many years to come part, but sure, Hassan, come on down, brother. Let's go. Devontae Adams, okay, let's roll, baby. Let's go all in. You were already all in when you acquired Aaron Rodgers. You are pot committed to going all in right now. So why not go deeper? You're already in. What does it matter now? Just keep going. It's not like it's going to cost you prohibitively. Devontae Adams is probably going to be had for a 3rd or 4th and throwing a receiver like Malachi Corley or Mike Williams. Okay. And then Hassan Reddick is literally just a bag of money. Let's do it. Let's do it. I hear Lawrence Yant say, Williams just got a concussion. That's fine. Put him in a car, not an airplane, and send him out to Las Vegas. Uber. Train. Bus. A carpool. There's plenty of ways to get out there. He doesn't have to fly. I'm fine with him traveling in any way he sees fit. A bicycle, unicycle, tricycle. Hey, I don't care. Just get on any transportation, A to B, pal. Start walking. Start walking. That's for dang sure. I've just seen too much of it. Too much of it. So, yeah, let's go through all the problems. Penalties. Yep, those are still an issue. Greg Zuerlein missing easy kicks. What the hell's going on there? Okay. All right. I mean, obviously, you got to go through the full gambit here. It was great to see the running game get back into Ashton Davis. Oh, good Lord have mercy. Oh, Ashton Davis. Chuck Clark's hurt. Ashton Davis in. Let's put Jalen Mills in there, the Green Goblin, man. Let's put the Green Goblin back there, for God's sake. He's got to be better than Ashton, who is getting pistol whipped in the run game and in pass coverage. Oh, my father says segue. Ah, there you go. There's another way to do it. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. That works. Sure. Yeah. But, yeah, man, Ashton Davis, good Lord. If Chuck Clark's out for a significant period of time, he got hurt, didn't return to the game. Might got to go Jalen Mills or anybody else. And I was a big Ashton Davis supporter, but good Lord have mercy. Just not great. So, yeah, we got to make some lineup changes. We got to bench people. We got to move people around. We got to make some moves. That is the long and short of it from my perspective. That is the long and short of it from my perspective. So, Ashton Davis, we see you, pal. You got to go to the bench. Goodbye. Michael Clemens, my boy. Michael Clemens and Ashton Davis were my boys earlier this year. Both of them struggling mightily. Yank them from the game. You got to do what you got to do, man. Find out if there's somebody else that could step up to the plate. It's just not good enough. Same thing for Greg Zuerlein, man. Start thinking about other options. It doesn't sound like after the game, Ulbrich talked about Greg Zuerlein. He gave him a massive vote of confidence. So it doesn't sound like they're doing anything this week unless he makes a complete pivot change. So the Jets just better have calls ready for a practice squad addition, trade, anything for that matter. You just got to start thinking about other choices. You got to start thinking about other decisions. You owe it to yourself to do that. 1,000%. Absolutely. You owe it to yourself. Just start exploring other options. You can't let a kicker keep costing you games. He blew the game winner against Denver. He missed 2 against Buffalo, which would have either tied the game or won the game, depending on how the rest of the game plays out. He missed 2 kicks in the preseason. Like, there were warning signs like, whoa, danger, Will Robinson, danger. What's going on here with Zuerlein? By the way, here's a clip from Jeff Ulbrich after the game.
Where we got to get better, when we got scoring ops, we got to score. And this entire locker room, this entire organization, and I'd hope this entire fan base has great belief in Greg. And we're going to have winning moments in this season where he'll win games for us. We know that, and I believe that 100%.
We've all seen what he's done here in the last few years.
Yeah.
But, he missed a couple in the preseason, missed one against New England, missed a big one against Denver, and then 2 here tonight that would have won you the game. I mean, do you guys have to be concerned about him right now?
I mean, everything you take a hard look at, but I'm not concerned with Greg. I know the track record of this man, and I know he's going to catch his rhythm here, and we're going to roll.
Not concerned with Greg. Now, again, these are decisions coaches have to make. By backing his guy, he's giving his guy confidence. If he said, oh, boy, it looks pretty shoddy, maybe that gets to Greg Zuerlein's head. And maybe a lot of you that are watching and listening don't care. But he's backing up his guy, and we know he has the talent to do it, obviously. He's got one of the biggest legs in NFL history, outside of Brandon Aubrey, apparently. And he's got the skills. He's been a Pro Bowl kicker before. But right now, he has the yips. Call All right, sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. I'm not sure. Did Zuerlein miss again? Was that a Mike Williams drop? Did I run the wrong route? I have no idea what the hell just happened there. But thank you, everybody, for sticking around. We have 800 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. I guess I shouldn't have questioned the Greg Zuerlein gods, perhaps. Regardless, we're back here on Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show. Also available wherever you get your podcasts. Unbelievable. But long story short, for the New York Jets, they dropped the 2-4, and they've made a lot of mistakes. And it's time to make some moves. Greg Zuerlein, the pressure cooker's on, buddy. Doesn't sound like Jeff Ulbricht's going to be moving on from you. So put that in a bucket. Devontae Adams, make that happen. Let's do that. And then let's go get Hassan Reddick. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's make that happen. All right. Why don't we do this? I'll play a quick Hep song, and then we'll open up the phone lines here on the show, pending any more technical difficulties, I suppose. 1 second.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
Green Daily, baby. Watching a Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Well, the waters have gotten choppy, but the season is not over, baby. We could still turn this around, and that, to me, is going to rev the engine. I am pissed off from last night because they blew it. But there's still time. There's still time. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Tim from Fishland joins us. Good morning, Tim.
Morning, Paul. How you doing?
Not well. I hate Buffalo Bills fans. Like, Bills fans piss me off, and they're an arrogant bunch. So, like, I especially don't like losing to them. Not that I like losing, and particularly to anyone for that matter, but Bills fans especially. I've just been hearing a lot of crap, and you heard it all week, and then you hear it after the game. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, but the thing is, James Cook is out. It's the same thing week one with the damn 49ers. Caffrey's out, they still can run the ball down our throats. This has got to stop. I just don't understand it. Clemens needs to go. He can't set the edge or do his job to save his life. Okay? There's so many times I saw him get beat. He did the wrong thing. All right? And this defense, you cannot freelance, especially on run fits. Everybody's got to be in their spot. Otherwise, you're going to leave a gaping hole. And that's what you saw all night last night. And don't even get me started with freaking Zuerlein, all right? I don't understand why this man can't kick down the middle, why he's always got to do these hook shots like he's freaking bowling, okay? And then, like I said, it's not Reddick and Devontae. We need to get him. I mean, it was a glaring – at the end of the game, you could see it. It was a glaring need. Mike Williams runs the wrong route. Aaron Rodgers tries to adjust the throw to whatever he ran, and you get what you get. This has got to stop. Tyron Smith is getting his lunch given to him by some guy I've never even heard of at Vanessa. Okay, sometimes he looked like his feet were in freaking concrete. It's so bad. Maybe these guys don't need a vet day. You know what I mean? Like, either you play, you get injured, or you don't. That's just. You know what I mean? Like, that's just where I'm at right now. Breece dropping balls, especially on that opening drive.
Correct.
Stupid. Right.
Yeah, you hit him right in the hands. I would have continued the. Yeah. I think we're losing you too, Tim. So, but no, 100%. Aaron Rodgers. The opening drive was awesome. That there was creativity and movement and stuff. But again, it goes to the gist of the game. They had to settle for a field goal. And it hit Breece Hall right in the hands. It would have been a conversion, and the drive would have continued. So brutal. But yeah, AJ Epinesa is a guy. He's fine, but smacking Tyron Smith, then Tyron Smith having a brutal bad holding penalty when the Jets scored a touchdown there. I mean, all of that changes the game, man. That's one of the most surprising things from this season. We'll get to the phone lines to see. We have plenty of calls here. I'll just say that's one of them. That Tyron Smith has already given up 4 sacks on the season. That's more sacks than he's given up since 2019 as a season. And we're only, as we say, 6 games into the season. It's just the demise of Tyron Smith is not something, obviously, I had on the bingo card. And yet the Jets got to figure out what the hell is going on there, because I've already heard the chirping of maybe, hey, Olu Fashioner's a left tackle. Why not just do that? I mean, that would be to reach that result of benching a Hall of Famer for Olu Fashioner. I don't know. Hopefully he just fixes his problems, and that's not necessary. All right. Again, we're 200 members away from NY Jets FL getting his emoji. And speaking of NY Jets FL, let's have him here on the show. What's up, pal?
Paul, after 4 days without power, I got my power back last night around 5 o'clock, and I had to watch that shit show. I had to watch that. I was forced to watch the shit show that is that game. I mean, let me say this. The Bills and the Jets are both basically mediocre teams. The Bills are not that good. You know, we know we have our faults, but they come in and, you know, Josh Allen is all high and mighty, but that team is one and done in the playoffs, to be honest with you. I think that team is slightly above average at best. Olu Fashanu should start. That was my first takeaway.
Oh, wow. There you go.
He should 100% be the starter, unless you want to chip every play and take a tight end out on passing situations.
That's funny. I was just thinking that because, like, when I would just said it out loud about the Tyron Smith issues, I thought to myself in my head in that split moment, I'm like, okay, well, what are the things you could do? I'm like, well, you could chip, and I'm like, damn. Like, giving up a player out of your 11 players to help out the Hall of Famer, that seems like, you know, not conducive to winning. So, yeah.
And another thing, I thought that Jeff Ulbrich would be holding people accountable during the game, which I really didn't see. I mean, I didn't see Michael Clemens sitting. There were so many penalties in the offensive line. Maybe ABT should have, taken a break. I mean, Olu, maybe give Tyron Smith a blow or two. Maybe see what Olu can do. I mean, you're going to get your quarterback killed. I have to say the offense was solid, other than the ridiculous penalties. I love the pre-snap motion.
That was great.
It's hard to defend players when they're moving, and know where they're going to go finally, instead of, the Hackett Neolithic offense where, where the dinosaurs were born. Hackett was running the offense. Okay. That's basically, it was put Breece Hall in the eye and try to run every play. You see the difference in the offensive formations.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson was in the backfield several times. He didn't run a lot of orbit routes. It was flex out there. I love that. So creativity plus for Todd Downing. The motion was a plus. The ability to create separation, and we have some of those guys on the team that can, but to do it schematically was awesome. And one of the most surprising things to me, putting the Tyron Smith thing aside, is Todd Downing killed it in the red zone in Tennessee. So I said, well, at least we'll have that. If we get in there, we know what we're going to be doing. So 1 for 4 is just absolutely unacceptable in a game, especially that you lose by 3.
Well, the holding penalty by Smith, that's another thing.
Brutal.
Hey, Paul, let me say this.
Yeah.
If we're going to trade for Devontae Adams, let's trade for a 350-pound run stopper for the middle.
Sure.
We got to get that cleaned up.
Unbelievable.
Secondly, that we can no longer rely on our defense to keep us in games. Okay. Let's go out and score 30 points a game. And that's the way we have to win. Let it all hang out. We can't keep it close to the vest anymore and say, okay, let's count on our defense. DJ Reed has a groin injury now. Chuck Clark has an injury. So we're going to have to open it up, and Mike Williams showing didn't help last night. Lazard played well. I'm just throwing out things. I didn't sleep a lot. Breece Hall, he was good. He was solid, but that guy can never break a tackle. I see him getting leg tripped first contact, the Bills rookie running back was breaking our tackles left and right. We can't tackle, first of all. That's a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother show that needs to be dedicated for just sloppy, and even to the best players. Like DJ Reedy's played awesome this year, and he just throws himself trying to do. And we used to talk about that in high school of like you're just trying to be a Sports Center top 10 tackle because when you throw yourself at someone and you just launch them back, the sideline goes crazy. Just do the old school profile. Rip, slip, grab, and take to the ground. Like so many.
Exactly.
Ashton, Blewett, DJ. Like you don't have to be sexy. Just get it done. Get them down. And if you profile and do it correctly by the technique, you're going to get them to the ground more times than not. Yeah, that was sloppy as hell last night. And that turned simple 5-yard plays into 10, 15, 20-yard plays. And you add those up throughout the game, no doubt.
I'm going to leave it for other callers, Paul. We're going to have to open it up. And for God's sake, if Justin Fields plays, put a spine on the whole game. Learn how to contain a quarterback. Josh Allen killed us in the. I mean, he's a weapon anyway. But they're Shakir didn't have a lot of plays. I mean, you should have spied Josh Allen, but our defensive contain was horrendous. It was horrendous.
No doubt about it.
We have any prayer, but Paul, let's just go out there and score 30 points a game and then take our chances with that. That's the way we got to go now.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I think
Paul.
that is. I appreciate it, NY Jets FL, and glad to hear that you got power back and you guys are doing okay down there. So, again, all our thoughts are down there to our Florida listeners. Yeah, here's just the thing real quick. Ray Davis, who the hell ran for 97 yards rushing last night, led the Buffalo Bills. He led them in receiving yards with 55. And he had that crazy catch, and I don't know if that was a catch on the 42-yarder, but that's neither here nor there. Like Ray Davis, man, the Jets apparently got this real benefit before the game. Oh, wow, James Cook is out, missing his first game ever. I'm like, wow, massive. Christian McCaffrey, week 1. Whoa, massive. And it didn't friggin' matter. It didn't friggin' matter. The Jets are not taking advantage of these opportunities, man. They're getting pistol whipped by these rando guys. Ray Davis is a rookie, man. Ugh. Blech. Disgusting. Just disgusting. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got so many more callers to get to. Let's go to Hep. Hep.
Hey, Paul. A couple of things. One is the defense we're basically playing like a nickel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like we had more success in the base defense. I think teams kind of figured out what we're doing, and we're missing John Franklin Meyer in the middle. And this is what's happening. They're just saying, oh, okay, just go right up the middle on the Jets. And that seems to what's happening there. As far as the offense, I don't see a lot of deep crossing patterns here. And that seems to be what's really been successful in the NFL this season. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers loves throwing to the middle. I mean, those are the big plays. Someone did a really good article for ESPN. They really got into the analytics of exactly what routes Garrett has run and how many of them he has run. And it is to the point. It is very, I don't know how else to say. He's just not running the things that he was successful with in the past. And those deep cuts are some of them. Those are just, Aaron Rodgers loves throwing to the middle of the field. And we saw that a few times where he just had a perfect ball. You're like, damn, okay, Aaron Rodgers was looking great last night for a variety of opportunities. I couldn't agree more. Let's do that. And that, to me, was one of the most demoralizing. So the Jets come out, right? They go right down the field and kick a field goal. And it's like, okay, that could have been touchdown, but okay. The Jets offense is here. And then the defense, they ran it 8 times and threw it once with Josh Allen. That was one of the most demoralizing drives that's ever happened in my life. And I'm just sitting there going, You've got to be just over and over again. Just nothing fancy, just boom, punch you in the face, all the way down the field touchdown. I was like, wow, well, that sucked. So 100%, they need to pivot and do something. Jeff Ulbrich said they're going to look at stuff. Bench who you got to bench. Add a big Damon Snacks Harrison fat bastard somewhere out there and just see what you could do, man. Because right now it's not working. Again, I was big fans of Michael Clemens and Ashton Davis in the offseason. Both of them are playing horribly. You just have to make business decisions. It's not about who I like, who Hep likes, who some of these other callers like and say, oh, those are my guys. F my guys. I want to win. I don't care about my guys anymore. I want to win. So put the guys on the field that gives us the best chance to win. And if that's not Ashton, if that's not Michael Clemens, then let's find other solutions on the roster. And let's not be afraid of emotions or this or that. Hey, man, you're sucking right now. We need to go to somebody else right now to fix these issues. That's where I'm at this point.
Yeah, me too. Hold the line, fellas. We'll be there.
Appreciate it. Good call, Hep. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, that's exactly what the New York Jets have to do. They have to make business decisions, and that is going to be on Jeff Ulbrich to be able to do. There's no doubt about it. All right, let's go next on the line. We got B-Mac here on the show. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Paul. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning to you, my friend. Yes.
Yeah. Hold on for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Just ignore my trash can.
Your trash can? What? Where? Oh, you haven't changed it in a while? Is that what's going on there? Is that in front of the TV?
Yeah, in front of the TV.
By the way, that's kind of a weird place to put a trash can. Why is that in front of your TV? Like, isn't that? Aren't you in your living room right now?
No. I'm in my room.
Oh, you're in your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's double the. Why do you have a trash can right there? Why would you have trash in front of your TV? That seems, counterproductive. What's going on there? Is that normally where your trash can is?
No, it's just I just move it around. I don't know. Is it somehow
you move it around?
You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What are you, an offensive play caller? You want to change up the formation of your trash can in your bedroom? What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just got there. So
okay. Well, thank you for bringing it up, but it's going to be hard to ignore now because now you've pointed it out. But I will try to ignore it. But anyhow,
hold on. I'm gonna move it.
Oh, sure. Go ahead and move it. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, while B-Mac's moving that, we'll go to our next caller. We'll get back to you, B-Mac. Once your trash can is in a more appropriate place. Johnny Boy's on the show.
Boy Green, what's up, brother?
I don't know. What a wild, whatever you want to call it here. What's that, 12 hours, I guess? So, yeah, 12 hours of Monday Night Football and everything that's ensued from there.
Boy Green, look, man, I was one of the guys that was like, do I think Ulbrich is an exciting and I'm hype move? And I said, hell to the nah, right? Penalties killed us last night. Tyron Smith, I don't know, man. He looks washed. It was bad seeing that. And those penalties killed us. People are killing Aaron Rodgers last night. And again, he was one of the only reasons I believe that kept us in this game. That Hail Mary stuff like that does not ever fall for us. That moment right there should have been a turning point for us and should have given us momentum going into the half. But guess what happens? We come out in the half and you got Josh Allen that gashes us again for I don't even know how many yards that was right over the middle. And it's like you could just see he sucked all the air out of all the fans that were at the stadium last night.
How did the Jets not know this, right? So the Hail Mary happens. Obviously, it's at the end of the half. Big play. Jets get a touchdown. We're going crazy. We're going to the half. I'm like, holy freaking crap, we got a Hail Mary. These are the Aaron Rodgers plays people talked about with the Green Bay Packers. And I said to myself, well, the Bills get the ball coming out of the half. They are going to take a shot immediately to try to take the air out of the stadium and quiet the fans down. That 1,000% is what's going to happen. And, of course, play action, booyah, massive play right off the get-go. And I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me, Jets. How are you not ready? How are you not prepared for this moment that you knew was going to happen? So yeah, that was really demoralizing, but it was awesome. I mean, it was the Hail Mary play was friggin' terrific. Shout out to Alan Lazard again. I doubted Alan Lazard forever, and 5 touchdowns in the first 6 games of the season. And now it's been wild. He still leads the league in drops, but has all these touchdowns. So I'm like, it's a Jekyll Hyde relationship with Lazard, but you can't deny the big plays.
And I have to say this, and I hate using this term and all that. With the Aaron Rodgers thing real quick.
Sure.
Is he a little bit slower? He has a messed up knee. He has a bum ankle. He's going to be slow.
And a hamstring injury. So Yeah.
And he's still doing what he did over there.
Hmm.
Now, same old Jets, bro. We were supposedly a quarterback away, and we were good. We get the
Supposedly.
QB,
Yeah.
right? And we crap our pants. You know what we did? We just changed our shirt, bro. And we kept going on with the same old ish, man. Like, look, I'm one of the more like individuals as a fan that's like, you know, I'm there. I'm like, yes, I believe we're gonna do it and all that, bro. We're gonna get our asses whipped against the Steelers. TJ Watt is going to have a historic game against us, man. Like, it's going to be bad, and I don't know what the answer is, man. You got Breece Hall that's afraid of getting hit. That one that was on the left side that he should have went, lower your shoulder and try to run dude over. He doesn't do it.
Yeah, on that Breece one, real quick, I have to just say I was very surprised because it didn't look like so. Breece breaks it down the left hash, and it's him and a Bills defender, and he looked like he wasn't going full speed, and then make a move, man, cut back to the middle of the field, spin move, stiff arm, truck, like something. Yeah, that one caught me off guard where he didn't just plant his leg and go or make a move or do something spectacular. Yeah, that part certainly surprised me for sure. Now, Breece had a great game, so I mean, we got to give credit where credit's due. Breece was awesome. He had 113 rushing yards, 6.3 per carry, at a 42-yarder. So I know a few people have criticized Breece Hall tonight or today, this morning. It's not tonight anymore. I know a few people have criticized Breece Hall with some of the production, but I will say he could have made a move here or there. But it's going to be hard for me, and we'll switch it. Johnny Boy lost connection. I'll bring him on the other one real quick. But I would just say, in general, to me, I'm not gonna kill Breece a lot since he had an awesome game. But yes, in that moment, he should have done a move. Back to you, Johnny Boy.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to kill Breece Hall. Like, I'm really not. I'm just saying, like, there's small plays that could have went our way that never go our way. The ball never goes our way, and that's why I thought that the Hail Mary was going to be changing for us. I'm like, oh, man, this never happens for the Jets. This never occurs for us. We're not that lucky. I was wrong. I was fooled again, man. Like, I put all this emotion into this game, and it's for what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Aaron Rodgers, to be 100% honest with you, dude, he's like a game away from just snapping on everybody, bro. And I see it coming. It's going to be ugly as crap. And then people are going to be crapping on the dude and saying this about him, saying that about him and all that. But at what point do you say enough is enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. This is tough to watch. Look, I love the Jets. You're damn right I'm going to be watching it Sunday night against the Steelers and everything like that. But I just can't jump on the boat where the shink is sipping. I mean, simping. Get it? It's sinking, right? And be like, oh, we got a better captain now when he was on the boat before. I just can't do it, man. Like, something has to, like, I don't know, bro. We need something. Like, you know, maybe it is Devontae Adams. Maybe it is we get some bigger dude. Our defensive line, both lines are shit right now. Both of them. And it sucks, right? Oh, we got the guys. They're here finally. We're doing it and all that. Nah, bro, we're not. We're just not, And I'm not trying to be negative, man. I'm just being honest and being realistic with it. You guys saw. Everybody, national TV saw what we deal with on a every week basis, man. Look, BG, I know you got more people. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and go get like something done to my teeth and all that just to endure some more pain, just because I'm a glutton for it.
Sure.
And you know what I mean? I appreciate you, man. So go Mets, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Mets won. It's all tied up in the NLCS. So congratulations to Mets fans. Yeah, here's the thing. Pittsburgh is a team that's got TJ Watt, who's awesome. The defense in general is awesome. I mentioned the iconic plays, iconic franchise, all that jazz. Justin Fields is a gettable quarterback, man. He can make mistakes if he faces the right defense. You have to just mind your P's and Q's, obviously, about the running game. but I'm not afraid of Pittsburgh, man. Now, I'm not trying to be arrogant. The Jets are 2-4. They need this game against Pittsburgh, but the Jets just have to attack with a sense of urgency and a sense of desperation, quite frankly, for a game they absolutely need, an AFC contest and all of it. And that could decide the playoffs. Not to be hyperbolic, but, Steelers are just getting in for a wild card, or obviously we still hope that the division is there. Again, it's not over yet, but the Bills have a 2.5 game lead, and they've beaten the Dolphins in Miami and the Jets in New York. They've got the upper hand. There's no question about it. At minimum, they're sweeping with their top opponents, or they're sweeping. So, it's a long way to any of that jazz, which means that if we're talking wild card, shoot, might be looking at the Pittsburgh conversation. Real quick, before we go back to the phone lines, an interesting YouTube super chat coming in. Every time we get a super chat, my daughter Zuerlein Luna chimes in.
Wow.
A wrong verb just sent a text to David Bakhtiari. You up? You up? Oh, baby. What is Bakhtiari up to? Well, isn't that a plot twist? Well, the Jets have limited money, so we're thinking about the Devontae Adams thing. We're thinking about the Hassan Reddick thing. So if Bakhtiari's up for cheap and he's willing to saddle back up with Aaron Rodgers, that's a conversation I'm willing to have. I think a lot of people would just want Olu Fashanu plugging in at left tackle. But, for depth purposes, why not bring another guy in? Yeah, I'd be intrigued. Wrong verb. You set the text, baby. You up. You up. We'll see if he responds to the text. All right, back to the phone lines. We got Uncle Tio here on the show. Uncle Tio, how are you, man? Are you doing okay?
Doing good, Boy Green. Doing good, Paul. Just want to say shout out to everybody in the coffee club and for everybody in Florida. Hope everybody is doing great, and back up on their feet, got their power and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I've seen a couple of people call in like Ted and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's good seeing people back on their feet in Florida. We had a really pretty, bad storm and the powers and, all that kind of trees and, debris. So prayers up for people who still don't have their power and still cleaning up and getting their lives back together. So just wanted to shout that out.
Of course.
Yesterday's game, man, was just demoralizing to say the least. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit, the Tyron Smith and Greg Zuerlein and all that kind of stuff or whatever. I wanted to focus on some things maybe people aren't talking about in terms of our defense, but I wanted to start from the top first, right?
Sure. Okay.
So Aaron Rodgers, to me, is looking like Joe Flacco. I mean, like Joe Flacco with the Jets, not Joe Flacco with the Browns.
Yeah, okay. I was like, is that a compliment or an insult? I'm unclear on that. Okay.
But here's the kicker.
All
Joe Flacco with the Browns last year and Joe Flacco with the Colts this year is looking way better than Aaron Rodgers as currently constructed with the Jets. The difference is we're paying Aaron Rodgers $50-something million a year or whatever the crazy exorbitant number is. And Joe Flacco's getting what, $4 million or $6 million or something like that to be a backup quarterback that comes in and apparently has the magic of a 37-year-old, 38-year-old that Aaron Rodgers does not. Aaron Rodgers.
I would just say real quick, not to interrupt, but Aaron Rodgers is coming off his best game outside of the pick at the end, where you could blame Mike Williams for potentially running the wrong route, as Aaron Rodgers seemed to suggest. I don't know. I don't have the playbook. Damn, I thought Aaron Rodgers looked great coming off of last night.
He looks like he is in quicksand back in the pocket and just doesn't know where to go. He's not feeling the rush. He's not moving in the pocket like Aaron Rodgers normally does. And that's why I bring the comparison with Joe Flacco, is because if you remember those games that Joe Flacco was starting with the Jets, he was a statue back there, and the rush would come and he wouldn't know where to go. So that's what I mean by Aaron Rodgers is, he's getting some throws off, and he is from, just kind of muscle memory doing some stuff that he does. But there are times where he just looks old. He looks his age. He looks 40. and you know, in all respect and fairness to him, that he's dealing with some injuries too.
Sure,
but it just doesn't look good. And in fact, that graphic that, you know, has gone up, we scored after 6 games 113 points, the same amount of points that we scored last year, is absolutely ridiculous. Like Elmo fire, you know what I mean? Like meme, all of that. I mean, like that just, you know, I kept saying to Johnny last night, are we going to let a third string practice squad player running back beat us? I just kept saying that to him over and over again. And one of those running backs was our practice squad guy, Ty Johnson. You know what I mean? Like, are we going to let these dudes beat us? I mean, like, seriously, you know, I can stand Josh Allen beating us, but not Ty Johnson, and not what, you know, like Joe Schmo. Who was the other guy?
Ray Davis, a rookie getting his first real whack of the season. Yeah, let me, just because I'm a glutton for punishment. So we have Ray Davis here, right? So again, he had 97 yards rushing for the Bills. That led the team. He also had 55 yards receiving. That led the team, not just for running backs, any player of that note. But the thing I wanted to check from Ray Davis was the game log from this season, what he had done oh, wow. Okay, so here were the Ray Davis games before the Jets. 13 yards, 29, 22, 11, 0, then 97.
Oh my goodness. 0.
How the Jets, who are this team that prides itself on the defensive side of the ball, are becoming this laughingstock for the Jordan Mason show, for the Ray Davis show. It's just pathetic, man. And again, I don't know, because I'm not in that room. I don't know what the issue is. Is it personnel? Is it something to, as Ulbrich said last night, that they're coaching up? He was openly speculating on what could be the issue as they're trying to figure it out. I don't care what it is, but man, that is an embarrassing indictment, because if you shut that down, Josh Allen would have became a one-dimensional passing quarterback, and maybe we get all those turnovers that Josh Allen is famous for against the New York Jets.
Yeah. And just staying on the defense for a second, like I said, I'm not going to go for the low-hanging fruit. You know, I know you and I both have pined and, you know, have had Michael Clemens back.
We did
from you know, different points. Yeah, last season, this season, different points of the season. I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Clemens letting Allen break contain on that play
that lost the game.
It literally lost the game. And he, you know, earlier in the preseason, there was a play, and again, I was very disappointed in it.
With Jaden
Daniels scoring that touchdown where he broke contain, and I harped on it the preseason and said, hey, you know, we can't have that, Michael Clemens. If they're going to put him in positions where he's going to be on the field and he has to, you know, cover that zone in that position, you cannot let the quarterback break contain on that. And that's exactly what happened in that play. And I am tired of it. We do not need to put him in that position. We need to bench him and find another person to put in that position, because I cannot see it anymore. I cannot have next week with the Steelers, you know, same thing happening with that quarterback, and then, you know, so on and so forth, moving down the line. It just can't happen.
Especially in a game, if we think about it, Justin Fields, by all accounts, again, I question how real this Pillsbury doughboy is with some of the stats we've seen so far. But what you can't say is that he's going to have the Jaden Daniels / Josh Allen. He's going to be running the football. They have been utilizing him like Cordell Stewart, for Pete's sake. Getting some slash action. And if that's going to be in there, Michael Clemens just can't be in the game. If Michael Clemens gets that stop, which again, if he just holds contain and Josh Allen turns around right into him, he hugs him to the ground and the Jets get one more chance. And who knows what happens with that? I don't know. We don't have a crystal ball here, but that would have given the team one more chance. Him jutting over there for no reason and then realizing it literally lost the game. They needed out after that.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, some other thoughts. You know, Ashton Davis. You know, Chuck Clark got injured. Ashton Davis. I mean, I mentioned at one point he looked like Viola Davis out there. Nothing against Viola Davis, Academy Award-winning actress. But him. You know, low key, Quincy Williams, okay, as good as he is from sideline to sideline, he sucks at like trying to cover people, down the field for cover one-on-one coverage purposes. Like that is, that's a chink in his armor. He has to improve with that. He has to improve with covering Dalton Kincaid's and the tight ends and the seam and stuff like
he had
that.
been good, at least according to the analytics. He had been good, but yeah, I don't know. Last night there seemed to be all kinds of contained break in a much different way, obviously from pass coverage responsibilities. I just
And just going back and harping on going back on the offense before I go.
Sure.
Breece Hall, and I said this, and like me and Johnny going back and forth. I said this. I was like, look, Breece Hall has to break that tackle. He has to use his angles. I mean, like he has to score that touchdown because we have been so porous in the red zone so much this year that we needed that touchdown so bad. He needed to get into that end zone or we were not going to score a touchdown. I said it. I kept saying, I was like, we're not going to score a touchdown. We're not going to score a touchdown. And it happened. And it just unfortunate. I mean, like, but if you're going to have that moniker of the next running back, the next CMC, the next, I mean, like you have to make those plays. You have to make those plays. Garrett Wilson has to make that touchdown, catch that ball in the end zone is another play that, I mean, like if you're going to be a wide receiver one and you're going to be top 5 wide receiver in this league, you have to make those catches in the end zone. And that's another one. I mean, like, those plays have to happen in order for us to win these games. And that's where I'll leave it. Very disappointing loss. Do we have a chance this season? Absolutely. I mean, like we're 2-4. I mean, it's not the end of the world. There's winnable games on the schedule. I mean, like you said, the Steelers don't scare me. The Texans, I said that was going to be a loss from the beginning of the season. Anyway,
we still got the Patriots in between those two.
The Patriots, Indianapolis. I mean, the Arizonas. I mean, there's winnable games on the schedules to get us back. But then there's also, I mean, like the Miamis. We play Buffalo again. We can get that game back and split. There's winnable games. We just have to get this thing together. And we have to rally. We have to rally.
That's the way to say it. Uncle T.O., thanks for joining us. And the 411, baby, make sure you check it. He just gave us the 411 on this show, for Pete's sake. But also as well, we'll get it later in the week on Friday. And make sure you guys look that up as well. We have a YouTube Super Chat coming in. Every time I get a Super Chat, my daughter.
Wow.
ISTEN, $5. Thank you very much. I prefer a formidable D line or O line over another receiver, despite Carter's failures. We hadn't had to run blitz to compete in years. Yeah, again, the run blitz would have been nice in several situations for the New York Jets last night, and they just could any way to get Ray Davis down would have been better. So. They have a lot of things they need. Again, the Hassan Reddick, the floating of Bakhtiari, someone did earlier. Hassan Reddick, Devontae Adams, all of that stuff. There's a lot of options. The Jets need to make moves, and the sooner you can bring these guys in, the sooner they can either learn playbooks or do whatever they need to do for the love of everything that's holy to get us on the right side of history would be a wonderful, wonderful place to go. Shout out to Uncle Tio, by the way, who just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, baby. Thank you so much, Uncle Tio, for one will do. Thank you very much, StreamYard gods. One will do the trick. Thank you kindly. And we'll reveal our Boy Green Coffee Club member that is being honored here in just a moment, but we'll keep going on the phone lines as well here. So keep those phone calls coming, and we'll get it. Actually, here it is. It is, just skipped ahead. We've got NY Jets FL. There you go, from Uncle Tio. Some Florida on Florida crime. We love to see it. Beautiful. Excellent. Good job, Uncle Tio. For that, we're now 199 members away from NY Jets FL getting his emoji. So I love the Florida on Florida crime there. That is great to see. All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got, hey, ARA, Aaron Rodgers.
What's going on, Paul?
Hey, what's popping, baby? What's going on?
Nothing much. I can't believe what I just heard from Uncle Tio. What did he watch the same game as us last night? I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Aaron Rodgers looks like old Joe Flacco. What? Did
Yeah,
he not? Did he not see that pass that Rodgers placed literally right in the hand warmers of that dude to Alan Lazard? I never seen a pass like that in my life.
Yeah,
That was insane.
I don't get it. And a few people have been, and I love Uncle Tio, but that's the thing I'm not understanding. Aaron Rodgers coming off his best game as a Jet and his best game in a long time. And the only real mistake outside of getting sacked, but like, do you blame him for some of those? Well, maybe only one I did where he held the ball a little too long. But besides that, the pick, it seemed like Mike Williams ran the wrong route according to Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron looked great to me. That to me was not the problem.
Paul Boyd, Rapp single-handedly saved the Bills. I mean, think of the 2 pass breakups and then the tackle on Breece. Otherwise, that's a touchdown. I mean, he singly saved 2 touchdowns and then a huge first down on Rucker when he smashed him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
100%.
Rodgers. I mean, you can't watch that game and tell me Rodgers was the problem. There's no way. There's no way.
I did not see that.
The Hail Mary, come on, man.
Awesome.
Flacco would never do that in a million. I mean, Flacco did have that crazy game against the Browns, 2 or 3 years ago. But
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I think people are fed up. You know, people are tired of the Jets jetting, but you can't put it on Rodgers. Rodgers is the only open, shining armor that we got. You know.
100%, and we just got to support Rodgers, man. That's how I feel about it.
I'm just worried, Paul, that if they lose to Pittsburgh, Rodgers might lose his shit just with the ineptitude of everything.
Yeah. The Jets again, it is must win. You're 2-4. You're going to Pittsburgh, and again, as I mentioned, if you're thinking way down the line, the first playoff tiebreaker is head-to-head. So Pittsburgh could be fighting for one of those last wild card spots. Is how I see it. I think the Ravens are. Well, maybe not the Bengals, but I see the Ravens winning that division, and thus Pittsburgh should be fighting for a wild card. That head-to-head could be massively important, and just in general, the Jets are 2-4, so 3-4 looks a lot better than 2-5.
And then can the defense come out with their hair on fire one game?
I know, man.
One game, can they come out and not just get the ball run down their throats?
Especially in a game where Todd Downing delivers, man. While it's only a field goal, it should have been a touchdown on that drive. It's a field goal immediately. Imagine if the Jets defense gets a stop, gives it right back to Rodgers. Now we have a chance to add even more to the pile. You nailed it.
Yeah, the game is completely different. Completely different. It's incredible.
Well, AR8, thanks for calling in, brother, and hopefully this isn't the last time. We appreciate you. Thank you for the call. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here. We got B-Mac and his trash can situation figured out. Go ahead.
All right, I'm all set. You know, next time I gotta be preparable. You know, that's no problem. I gotta be prepared. You know,
sure, yeah.
Gotta get my P's and Q's.
Of course.
Right.
What's on your mind?
Yeah. So the last part they all said what I was gonna say. You know, I mean, I don't know what TR was. You know, was I mean, I love you, TR, but I don't know what game you were watching. You're probably watching two separate games. I mean, Rodgers was not the issue yesterday. You know, he was the reason that we were in the game. You know what I mean? Like come on, like if Greg Zuerlein kicks those 2 field goals, you know what I mean? Like we would have a different conversation. If Braylon, if Tyron Smith, you know, when it, you know, had that bogus holding penalty, that's a touchdown and we win the game. Like those are Rodgers. No. Like why? Like that throw to Alan Lazard. What is like on 3rd and 11? Like White and Alan Lazard's basket. Like
that one. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about where Bernard, like it just went whoop. It was almost. I was like, wow. Like when he threw it, I'm like, how in the flying hoot did he get that in there? And then they show the replay, and it just kind of wrapped right around the body of it. Looked like Terrell Bernard to Lazard.
Like if Joe Flacco is making those throws. I don't know.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, if Joe Flacco is so great, then why he's keep on getting backup quarterback positions? You know, why people sign him for the official starter? He's if he's in the king of the crop. You know, I mean, no disrespect to Flacco. He's, you know, had a nice career, great. So you know, good serviceable quarterback. Won a Super Bowl. You know, can't take that away.
By the way, real quick, Tio is commenting in. He said, outside of the Hail Marys, we scored 1 passing touchdown. Think about this, Uncle Tio. Here's an interesting one. The Jets punted fewer times than the Buffalo Bills. Why is that? The Jets were moving the ball all over the place, man. So, sure, if you look at the raw final numbers of like only 2 passing touchdowns, fine. You could look at that if you want. When I look at it, you're talking about 2 passing touchdowns. We only had 2 punts the whole game. That's because Aaron Rodgers was moving and grooving the ball, where punting wasn't an option more times than not because we're moving the ball between the 20s. Now, getting in the red zone was certainly an issue, obviously. But
well, you have to look at context. Why we didn't get the ball in the red zone penalties. Tyron Smith, hold and that to get it at Braylon touchdown. You know what I mean? And again, if Greg Zuerlein would have done his job 2 times, we would have won the game.
We certainly would have won the game. Here's another super chat coming in on this Aaron Rodgers conversation. Here we go.
Wow.
ISTEN. Aaron Rodgers may shatter every Jets passing record. We would still be 7-10. Morgan Moses did give Rodgers way more time to get rid of the ball than Fastner. Yeah, Morgan got hurt. He was limping around for a little bit, but there seemed to be an identity with Morgan Moses earlier in the season when he was in the game. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know about quote unquote shattering every record. We'll see. He hasn't had a 300-yard passing game yet. He should have had that last night, but there's still more to be determined. They have to protect Aaron Rodgers, though, or he's not going to make it to the end of the season. He's taken some of the, like Tyron Smith cannot be beat immediately. Of course, the Jets were surprised by that because they weren't expecting Tyron Smith, a future Pro Football Hall of Famer, to be beat by, with all due respect, AJ Epinesa.
Yeah. I mean, that would great if Rodgers will shadow every Jets record, but the bad news is the Jets. If the Jets go 7-10, I mean, it's just disappointing because this team should be better than what the record is right now. Like, this is a very talented football team. In fact, this team is 2-4. Like, this team should be 4-2 and 5-1. Like, the losses, like it could have went either way. Like, and I get it. Like, last week, if you want to put the loss last week on Rodgers, go ahead. 3 interceptions, but this game, you can't come away and tell me that Rodgers was the problem, because he's not. I mean, right now he's the solution, and it's just there's so many dumb things happening, around him that like you said, the penalties, the missed field goals, like what do you want Rodgers to do? Like he put us in position to win multiple times. This is Greg the leg. I'm calling him Greg missing the leg.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Or Greg dead leg. Like, I mean, we are just not getting it.
You got to make those field goals, man. You got to,
no doubt.
Me or not, you got to make those kicks. And
yeah,
it's just frustrating. Because again, man, the Jets should have easily won that game last night. Man, easily should have won that game. And Buffalo didn't play great. You know what I mean? Like, they did not, especially in that second half. Like, the Jets lost the game. It's not like Buffalo won it. The Jets lost it, in my opinion.
That's what Rodgers said after the game. I agree.
Just like they lost the Vikings game last week, and just like they lost the Broncos game. Like, these losses, like, they're just giving away to these teams, like Christmas candy. So, Pittsburgh, no, TJ Watt boys the hell out of me, man. I'm not gonna lie to him.
He's good, yeah.
That offensive line can be on their P's and Q's, man. And they need and Tyron Smith needs to play better, man. Like the Jets brought you in to play at a all-pro level like you did last year, not to look like crap. You know what I mean? And I think Tyron needs to change his number from 77, because I think that 77 is rubbing on him the wrong way with the old boy Nakai Becton. You know what I mean? So
that could be the problem. I didn't think about that. Good point, B-Man.
Yeah,
that could be it.
As far as going forward, man, I don't know. I mean, maybe this I just wait and see, man. And I hope they can beat Pittsburgh, but it's just, to me, it's just a wait and see with this team right now.
It's fair enough. BMAC, thanks for the call, brother. And yeah, it will be. Again, there is a great opportunity against Pittsburgh. It won't be easy, but you have an opportunity to win a massively important game. Let's see what kind of things happen this week. All right, let's get to another caller here on the show. Easy is on the show. What's up, Easy?
What is there to say?
Yeah, right. After that, yeah.
Okay. I got a bunch to say, so I'm going to try to say it as quickly and as easily as possible.
All right.
Okay. This is not the same defense as last year.
Okay.
I love Joe Douglas. In Joe, I trust. Only not after what he did last offseason. We got rid of our defensive linemen, and that's the problem. Instead of re-signing Huff and keeping JFM and keeping who's the other guy? We kept Solomon Thomas. It's not the same freaking defensive line we had last year. It's not. When you have to start Michael Clemens only because Hassan Reddick didn't sign, that's a fucking problem. Okay? That's a serious problem. Now, I like Mike, but he's a fill-in guy. He's take a play or two when somebody's winded and he's fresh, and then he's good. But he's not a disciplined player. He plays with too much emotion and anger. He doesn't think. And Tyron Smith, we've been doing this the last 4 years. And I'm going to give you an old trucking term.
Oh, okay.
A ball tire, when they send it out to get recapped, they call it a casing. You can't retread an old casing. An old dry rotted casing. And we keep doing this over and over again. Look at the Vikings. All 5 guys on that Vikings offensive line were drafted.
Pretty unique.
They've been playing together for years.
Mm-hmm.
They're a solid unit. Are any of them Hall of Famers? Perhaps not. But as a unit, they're solid because they play with one mind.
Yeah, Troy Aikman said it on the broadcast last night that individually these 5 are really good in theory. Tyron Smith, AVT, John Simpson, Joe Tippmann, Morgan Moses. But as a team, as a unit, they have not played well together. There's no question.
Well, look, Tyron Smith looked like a spaghetti colander last night. He was terrible. I mean, there was one play where he didn't even touch the guy hardly.
Yeah.
You're talking a Hall of Fame guy. I mean, if you can't pull your shit together, I don't know what. I mean, and now I'm going to talk about Zuerlein.
Yeah.
Greg Zuerlein and stupidity. As the whole team stupidity.
Oh, okay.
Greg Zuerlein and team stupidity cost us 3 games this year. Now, Zuerlein missed a couple in preseason, and that shit's been in his head all season. He is not the same guy. He needs to see a shrink because it's so much in his head now that he used to be automatic.
Yeah.
And he's like you said, he's got the yips.
Mm-hmm.
It's in his head now.
Well,
and kickers
see a shrink or something because, like, again, he has the talent inside his body, which is why the Jets signed him in the offseason to a multi-year deal with serious guaranteed money for kickers, is because he had the talent. But boy, man,
kickers when they get the yips, man.
Yeah,
it's like who's that Olympic gymnast when she was in the Olympics? Not this
Simone
past
Biles.
one where she won.
Yeah,
Simone Biles,
the vertigo or whatever she had, or the
right
mental thing. Yeah, right.
Yeah, she had like the yips, the gymnastic version of the yips, where you just freak out and you can't figure it out. She had to quit, and she had to pull back, reassess, get straight, and then she was able to perform at that high level again. Zuerlein's going through this right now, and that's all it is. It's the twisties, right.
Twisties, there we go.
Where you don't know where you are in space, and you have to know where you are in space, or you can land in your head and kill yourself.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a 4-inch wide little, balance beam and stuff like that.
For sure.
These people are elite athletes at the highest pinnacle of a level of talent. And same with the NFL players. We were talking about this. There's only 32 teams. There's only about 3,000 players in this league. They are all great. And that's the other thing with Breece Hall. He's used to running people over. He can't do that in this league. Everyone's bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Everybody. The worst guy in the NFL, I mean, the absolute worst guy in the NFL would be one of your best players on any college team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Even Alabama or any of them. This is a concentration of 3,200 of the best football players in the entire world. We're not drafting from Mars or Venus. These are all Earthlings here.
That's right.
So I mean, and here's my third point, because then I'm going to get off.
Yep.
I sincerely at this point want to keep Joe Douglas after a severe tongue lashing by Woody, and they haven't figured this out in 3 years. And I'm even talking Jeff Holbrook, and I love all these guys. But do you really have confidence in this coaching staff at this point that they're going to figure any of this shit out? They're still doing the same dumb, stupid mistakes. They're still missing tackling. They're still doing pre-snap penalties. They're still doing holding. They're still what in the hell is going on? I mean, would any of these coaches tolerate that shit in a college team? That's what I want to know. Because college is a teaching league. Now, they're sitting there saying, well, this is, Salah said, when he was this is a men's league. They all know what they have to do. Apparently not, because they still haven't got the memo that you don't just hit someone with your shoulder and let them bounce off you. How many times have you seen these guys do it in the defensive backfield where they hit DJ Reed? God bless, I love DJ, but he is famous for this. Hit the guy in the thigh, but he doesn't just wrap him up. All you got to do is wrap him up. I remember Pete Carroll, when he was coaching in Seattle, said he would have tackling drills. And he would tell guys, you must grab them. You must tackle them with your arms. Hit them with your shoulders and tackle them. No bouncing them out of bounds. Tackle them.
No.
I don't know. Ever since the NFL Players Association got involved with football teams and how they coach, I mean, these guys, no more two-a-days, no more extra days with pads. The Jets need pads on. The Jets need some practice. I'm serious. They need some tackling practice. They need practice. They need drills.
They absolutely do. They absolutely do. And I gotta run to the radio station, but I just have to say that is some of the most demoralizing stuff. We're talking about basic fundamentals here from a tackling perspective that they've been unable to do. And it's been incredibly frustrating. And man, EZ is getting the rallying from the commenters. They agree with EZ saying what's on everyone's mind. So shout out to EZ for a great call. And sorry, guys, for the technical difficulties during the show as well. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning into the 1,400 people that are watching the show. Make sure, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, hop on over to youtube.com/boygreen25. That's where you can get the most involved with the show. Feel free to do so. We are live every single day at 7:30, and on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're live twice, where we come on over at 3 o'clock. So, guys, tune in for that. And I'm looking forward to it. We'll also be on, I'll be doing another video hit later today with SNY and the New York Post. So look out for that TV hit coming in a while on all things New York Jets. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take